Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
Part 2, yeah, y'all, let's get it, y'all. Part 2, yeah, y'all, let's get it. Like, share, subscribe, y'all, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's go. That jump was crazy, man. He was like, yeah, Weezy, man, like, if you want it, man, you can get that slot. I was like, huh? He was like, yeah, you think you can get a zip by tomorrow? I was like, can I get a zip by tomorrow? Can a black man dance? He was like, go ahead. I said, nah, bro, real, you serious, bro? He was like, yeah, I'm serious. He was like, look, man, my people's in such and such. He was like, look, just put me on the job, bro. You make it happen. He was like, look, bro, let's see if you can make it happen. Let me know. I was like, bro, he was like, yeah. And I had to keep asking him that because it just was unorthodox of him basically saying that I can get in the car Monday after he just put Ricky in the car. Now, it could be a lot of problems behind this because you have a lot of guys that be thinking, you know what I mean, territorial. Like, they be thinking like it's territorial type of game. Like, yo, like, this me with me. Stuff bad can happen, man. And bad things can happen. So, like, I'm kind of just like, you know, I wasn't in disbelief or I wasn't, like, thinking that he was lying to me, man. But still, though, I'm just like, man, it's crazy. So I know he know Ricky winning. I know he know that I know Ricky got it. But, like, he looking out, though. Like, the man looking out. I ain't even gonna lie. The man is looking out. So I was like, yo, bro, listen. I'm about to get on the phone right now, man. I said, man, your people's gonna be able to meet tomorrow? He was like, yeah, they'll be able to meet tomorrow. So I'm like, all right, I get on the phone. Y'all already know, man, Tom Brady game, man. I make it happen immediately, man. I don't need nothing but a Zipperooski. That's all I need. Who gonna turn me down for a Zipperooski when I call in the street and be like, bro, I need a Zipperooski, bro. They know I'm gonna pay for it and everything. So I said, I called my man. I said, bro, I need a Zipperooski, bro. I need you to do. I need you to meet the people. He was like, I bet. Man, made it happen. You know what I mean? I look at bro like everything straight. What's up? So he was like, all right, he went and got on the phone. He went and got on the phone. He was like, look, tell your people's call his number. So he gave me his people's number. I gave it to my man. You know, I told my man I was gonna call him back Sunday and see, make sure everything was good for Monday. So he was like, bet. So me and bro had put it together. When he got on the phone, he was like, yeah, Weezy, man. He was like, look, man, I ain't one of them dudes though, man. He was like, I know there's a lot of dudes that be on some BS. But he was like, me, bro, he was like I like seeing everybody win, man. Like, I like everybody winning, man. I like how everybody win. And I like to see everybody do their thing. And like, as soon as I came in the cell for lockdown, I had asked Pooh, who's the ones in here? Who's the ones getting money? And he had mentioned you and the dude Ricky. So I'm like, yeah, bro, the dude Ricky be winning. I ain't gonna lie. Like, you know, Ricky be getting to that money. And I was like, and you know, I just be trying to stay relevant, bro. I was like, you know, like, I hate being the guy that always gotta buy. I was like, I'll buy, but I want to have mine. So I want people buying for me. So I'm like, yeah, though, bro. Like, I like getting to that money. You know what I mean? So he like, yeah, like, you know, like, it ain't, I'm with the money. I'm with the money, though, too, man. He was like, but for real, though, like, you know, like, we can rock, bro. Like, I'm going to let people win. You know what I mean? I'm going to let you win this week. I might let him win this week. You know, And I was like, bro, don't forget about us, though, bro. Like, keep letting us win, bro. But I'm joking, though. He like, nah, you good. Don't worry about it. You good. I go over that VI, I do that junk easy. That junk easy, I do that junk. You know what I mean? So I'm like, bro, it's that simple. He was like, man, my girl a veteran. You know what I mean? He explained that how his girl mom was locked up and she used to bring the pack and she watched her mom bring the pack to her stepdad for years. You know what I mean? This was in another state. I forgot what state he said it was in. I want to say it was in North Carolina or something like that. But all I know is he said his girl watched her mom bring the pack. That was that was wild hearing that. He said his girl watched her mom bring the pack to her stepdad for years. So he was like, she's a veteran with it. You know what I mean? She know how to do the joint with the swallow game, with the balloons and whatever the case. So he was like, he got it down pat. So I was like, that's what's up, man. You know what I mean? So long story short, we ended up putting that jump together for Sunday. You know what I mean? The jump ended up getting right. It was a perfect play. So once he said he had it, I ain't gonna lie, I was feeling good. I was feeling good about the jump, man. I was feeling like great. I was feeling like this got to be my lucky day because it just came out of nowhere how this was happening. I look over at Ricky. Ricky's back in full force. Him and his crew is lit. They doing what they doing. They getting money. Everything going smooth. You look over at my little crew. Now we got the la-la. You know what I mean? I had the little spoons. So we straight until the pack come. You know what I mean? So this was turning out to be all right right here, man. So Monday happened. Monday came around, bro go to the VI. Bro come back from the VI. As soon as he come back from the VI, bro called me in the room. He didn't even wait until he went in the room and got no. Bro called me in the room. I go in the room just like Ricky went in the room. Bro throw the joints up right there in front of me. This is my word. He throw the joints up. He got the joint inside the sink. You know what I mean? He get the joints out, wash them off. You know what I mean? Wash them off real good. Throw the balloons on the table. You know what I mean? His Zipperooski probably was like 12 balloons, which is a decent amount of balloons. So we bust all them joints down. You know what I mean? We bust all them joints down, man. Broke the la down, and we got the junk. You know what I mean? Me and him got it. And I went on about my business, man. But before I left, I had docked him up and told him appreciate it though, man. You know what I mean? I was like, look, bro. He was like, man, this joint's some good, bro. We can go again. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna let you know. So he was like, yeah, but Ricky wanna go this weekend and yada. I was like, man, I ain't tripping. Like, as long as you keep me in the loop, I don't care, bro. He was like, all right. I docked him up and I left out, y'all. So boom. I go back up to the cell feeling great, man. I went up the steps like this, y'all. I did the sack, went up the steps. I'm like, hey, CO, open my door up. Everybody done watch me come out this man door. Everybody like this playing cards like, we got that sack now. Yeah, I got that sack now. Hey, CO. CO let me in. I go on the cell. I throw the cut up immediately. Y'all already know what time it is. It's bag up time. That's what time it is. I tell myself to hold me down. I'm in that jump like this. Breaking it down even more. I wanted it to look like dust. Get the Joker from the playing card. I'm like, start scraping that joint. I'm like, it's a decent halftime right here, man. Start making spoons. Then I made J's. And I bagged up everything, man. I get my homie to get the door open. I came out. I was like, yo, bro, you try to pump some feezies? He was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, bro. He's like, what's this? I'm like, bro, it's 20 of them just gapping with me. He was like, all right, bet. You know what I mean? I said, y'all trying to blow? They like, yeah. Well, my man said, we go up. Big diesel feezy. You hear me? Big diesel feezy. Pause. Nice one. Hit that jump. Everybody lit for my squad. We come back out, we joking. Everybody happy. Everybody in the pod cooking. Everybody feeling great, man. Everybody feeling great. All it takes is one person, man, to come back and turn your pod up, man. That's all it takes, man. You know what I mean? I said, man, I'm going outside, pump some of this work. Summertime game, we go outside. Word, everybody outside messing with the feezies. Junk's going around crazy. The whole pod getting litty. It's for sale in there, you hear me? Everybody in that junk getting litty, man. Go outside, man. I see my homeboy in two building had a big yard. We was on yard 2, you know what I mean? Like the junk that just got the little small yard. We was on small yard by 4 buildings. So we right there at the fence. My homeboy and them in 2 buildings. So he trying to get at me, you know what I mean? So they get off the gate. He bumped on the lady. The lady just let him come to the gate and holler at me. So he come to the gate. He get the junk, get in the junk. Here you go, bro. He like, He was like, hey, look. Like, man, who got it in y'all pod? I was like, nah, I got it, bro. He was like, oh, I thought you had bought the job. I was like, no, I got it, bro. I was like, no, I'm going through a dude. You know what I mean? He was like, for real? You struck like that? I'm like, yeah. He was like, who you going through? I was like, bro, I'm going through this dude named Cole from such and such, bro. You know what I mean? He was like, Cole. I was like, yeah. He was like, where you at? I was like, see the little short dude back there behind me? He was like, who, the brown skin dude? I was like, yeah, him. He was like, oh, yeah. He was like, that's what's up, bro. You struck. You know what I mean? You struck. I was like, yeah, I struck. I definitely struck. So as we was talking, this other homeboy came up. His other homeboy came up, and he called a dude from the red team. He started talking to him. He started talking to a dude from the red team. You know what I mean? And the next thing you know, he was like, hey, Cole. Hey, Cole. So they like a little bit right there beside us a little bit. You know what I mean? They like a little bit right there beside us. Hey, Cole. Hey, Cole. He comes to the gate. He was like, yo. He was like, hey, yo, hey, look, man. What's up? You ever handle that situation? He was like, what situation? He was like, man, you know what situation we talking about, man? You know what I mean? So I'm standing right there beside him like, I'm eavesdropping pause because I'm like, man, like, bro, what type of situation they talk about? He was like, nah, I ain't never had to handle that situation because that situation wasn't true. That situation wasn't true. He was like, man, look, the whole time, you know, we thought you got shipped, bro. We thought you got shipped the whole time you was in the hole, man. We thought you had got shipped. He was like, no, I ain't get shipped. I ain't get shipped. They ain't shipped me. Yeah, they ain't shipped me. He was like, well, all right, well, look, you need to handle that situation, though, man. Real talk, man. You need to handle that situation, though, man. You know what I mean? So he was saying that. The dude Cole was like, nah, like whatever type, and just walked away. So when he walked away, you seen a couple of red team dudes come up. They start talking to the dudes that was right there. So the dude I was talking to, he in the pod with them dudes. So I'm like, hey, bro, what's going on with that? He was like, oh, no, I'll find out, though. He was like, I'm going to let you know. I said, yeah, please let me know. I said, because that's the dude I'm doing business with, bro. He was like, I'm going to let you know. You know what I mean? So he peeled off, y'all. So boom. But I couldn't help but think about that whole situation when we was going back up the steps, back into the building, man. So We get back in the building. I look around. I spot him. I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to make too much of it. You know what I mean? But at the same time, though, like, I don't got time for this. I don't got time to be putting nothing together. You know what I mean? And stuff go crazy. So I was like, man, I'm hollering about it. You know what I mean? I'm hollering about it. As I was about to go hollering about it, I seen Ricky coming out of the cell. You know what I mean? So Ricky came out of the cell. And as soon as Ricky came out of the cell, the door closed, boom. Then the cutter went up. I was like, oh, bro, busy. I was like, bro, busy. He was like, oh, yeah, I think he's doing something right now. He was like, hey, but look, though. He was outside. I was like, yeah, what's up? He was like, I walked over this way with him. He was like, hey, why the red team dudes pull up on him? I was like, man, I don't know, man. He was like, man. I said, bro, I don't know. But I said, dude was asking, did he handle that situation? I don't know what the situation is, but you know what I mean? Like, dude was saying that he handled the situation, whatever the case. So he was like, I wonder what that is, man. Somebody told me. He was like, I was about to ask him about it, right? But he was like, man, I was so busy putting the play together. He was like, well, my little homie came back and told me what was going on, you know, because he was outside. He witnessed the giant charter. So like, I was just making sure. He was like, Weezy was right there. Weezy heard it. So he was like, that's why I was meaning to ask you before we locked down. I was like, man, I don't know what that was about. You know what I mean? I said, all I know is dude was looking hostile. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, Ricky was like, at the end of the day, Shorty, like, can't nobody rock with him right now, Shorty, because he coming through for me this weekend. So like, whatever they thinking is, that's out the question. That's out the question. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I hear Ricky say that, John. I'm like, and for real though, bro, he told me I can go after you again that next week, bro. So I'm like, man, for real though, you right though, bro. Like, long as dude ain't no rat, man. I was like, ain't nobody messing with him, man. I was like, yeah, Ricky was like, I feel the same way, bro. I was like, so look, we gotta make sure, bro, straight though. I was like, man, we gotta make sure everything right with him as far as what they saying. I was like, cause if he a rat, I can't do nothing about it, man. Ricky was like, nah, I ain't gonna be no rat. I think it's just some dudes hating on him, whatever the case. I was like, hey, whatever's in the dark gonna come to light. At the end of the day though, man, I was like, man, we can't let nothing happen to dude, man. Period. So boom. Ricky agreed, man, and we left it at that. We left it at that, man. Like, yo, you know what, man? We got to protect this guy, man. It is what it is. Because right now, man, like, he brought happiness back to the pod. It was nothing going on in the pod except us chasing the old head for them little small skeeter legs. And now it's back motion down here. So, like, for real, you have some people that don't want to mess that up. You know what I mean? I really didn't want to mess that up. But what you want me to do? There's nothing I could have really done. You know what I mean? Like, when people want it like that. So, like, what I did, I started watching the red team after that because it was some red team members in there that was the ones that wasn't part of the motion that was going on in the block. Like, they was just in there, you know what I mean? So I started watching their movements just to see how they was looking or whatever the case. And I started seeing that they was doing a lot of talking and whispering, you know what I mean? Now the dude Cole was moving around like it wasn't nothing. You know what I mean? He was moving around like everything was copacetic. But since it was like that though, man, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna holler at Pooh, his roommate. So I was like, man, I'm gonna see what Pooh talk about. So I had caught Pooh over by the falls. I was like, let me holler at you real quick. Yo, what's up? I said, what's good with your cellar? Everything good? He was like, yeah, everything good. Why you say that? I was like, man, you know, he got into it with some dudes on the yard. He was like, he did? I was like, yeah. He's like, he ain't tell me nothing about it. I said, yo, I don't know what he got going on with the red team, but like, you know what I mean? The red team was asking, did he handle that situation? I said, well, why don't you try to find out what's good? I said, I don't want to go pry because he might cut me off or get mad. I'm being nosy. I said, you his roommate, so you got the right to be like, yo, bro, why you got into it with dudes on the yard? You know what I mean? So I was like, see what's good for me, bro. He was like, all right, we gonna see what's going on. So he was like, you gonna see. So we went to Child and came back. When we came back from Child, Pooh called me. He was like, hey, Weezy. He was like, hey, look, man. He was like, hey, Weezy, look, man. He said he gonna holler at you, man. He was like, it ain't nothing, though. He was like, dudes be hating on him or whatever the case, you know what I mean? Da-da-da-da. So I'm like, all right, you know what I mean? I'm gonna find out what's going on. You know what I mean? I'm gonna find out what's going on. He gave me a little count, but I was like, I'm gonna really find out what's going on for my man that's down there in 2 you know what I mean? That's in the pod with those dudes. So I'm like, all right. So when I had seen Ricky seen me, he was like, what's up, Will? What's good? I was like, everything straight? You all right? He was like, yeah, I'm good. I said, what's up with them dudes though, bro? I said, he was like, man, everything good though, man. Everything straight though. Them dudes be hating, man. I was down there, I moved down there, man. Them dudes trying to fake extort me and all that. So I wasn't going for it. Like, I'm like, for real? He like, yeah. So like, it ain't nothing. So I'm like, you sure? He like, nah, it ain't nothing. So I'm like, all right, that's what's up. He was like, look, you know Ricky, man. Ricky only getting the D block. So he was like, look, you trying to get some more la for the weekend? I was like, I thought you was gonna let me go next weekend, bro. He was like, yeah, but I can't get no la, bro. So you can get some more. You know what I mean? So I was like, real? He was like, yeah, you can get some more, bro. I was like, all right, you know what I mean? I'm like, that's a bet. So I go put the play together, y'all, for another round. So boom. But now I'm really thinking, like, I went and told the troops. I'm like, hey, bro, look, I don't know what's going on with the red team, but look, nothing can happen to Cole. You know what I mean? Right now, Cole is the reason why we eating right now. He's the reason why you got food in your box for feezies. He's the reason why you able to sell spoons. He's the reason why I'm able to make money and be able to light these feezies whenever I want to, man. So listen, man, we can't let nothing happen to him right now. And we don't even be on that type of time, y'all, to be honest with y'all. We're not on protecting nobody. But this was a situation where we got the pack. Like, you know, bro come in and change the economy up in that joint, man. He had everybody winning again. So, like, you know, I feel that just like Ricky feel. Like, ain't nothing happening to him. So, nothing was happening to him, man. We put the play together. Everything was going smooth. Everything went smooth. The week went by just like this. Before you know it, it was Friday. You know what I mean? So, everything looking like it's supposed to look. You know what I mean? I don't see my man until Friday. So when I see my man finally in 2 building, I had kind of forgot about it slightly because it's been the whole week. So I see my man this time. We on the big yard. I had to go down by their end and holler at them way by 2 building end. So I go down there and I see him. So we at the fence. He like, what's up, bro? He was like, look, I'm gonna holler at you when we leaving out. So they let them off first. We was still on the ball field. He came off the fence. He came off the yard. He walked to the fence. He was like, hey, look, man, I talked to the main red team member dude, man. And he said that the dude, man, Cole, he said, man, he had supposed to did some old lame ass shit. I was like, what'd he do? He was like, man, the nigga got down, had supposed to brought the pack in for a dude, man, that was on the red team, man. He was like, goddamn, the nigga said, goddamn, his girl that got harassed and shit, and goddamn, she had to get rid of the shit. He was like, he had still got the visit. And then he ain't never fucking get dude his shit. He was like, dude, he ain't pay for dude's shit. He ain't do nothing. He just told dude that the shit I got, his girl had to get rid of it because she was getting harassed on her way up here. I was like, getting harassed on her way up here. So everything just wasn't adding up. He was like, for real. I was like, so he just bucked on that niggas, man? He was like, man, I ain't saying he just bucked. But like, he told them niggas that the shit went bad. So on that he could do, he wasn't paying for the shit. So he was like, right after that, mysteriously, he just went to the fucking hole. So niggas was like, he had supposed to went down for they had supposed to found a feezy under his bed. You know what I mean? So he was like, goddamn, niggas was thinking he was done. So he was like, he went back there to the hole, disappeared for some months. And now he emerged in y'all joint. So he was like, he down there winning in y'all joint, you know what I mean? He was like, niggas down here a little angry about that. You know what I mean? So I'm like, so it's just on some misunderstanding shit. He was like, yeah, I was thinking the nigga was the police. Some shit. He was like, no, I don't know nothing about no police shit. He was like, that's the story nigga gave. You know what I mean? So I'm like, damn, so he bought on them niggas pack. I was like, that shit crazy. You know what I mean? I was like, but, bro, I don't give a fuck, bro. I said, because, you know, he coming through for us. I said, he coming through for us, bro. I said, niggas is winning in there behind dude, man. He was like, yeah, man, I mean, fuck it, though, bro. That's what it is, though, bro. I was like, so them niggas acting like they trying to do something? He was like, I don't know. But I know he got a lot of influences on them niggas in y'all building. The red team nigga in my building. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to keep an eye out. I dapped bro up through the fence, you know what I mean? He kept it moving. So I went back thinking that, you know, this wasn't too bad. This wasn't nothing that was too crazy, you know what I mean? But still, though, like, you still got to be on point about everything. So he went to visit Saturday. He go to visit Saturday. He come back, you know what I mean? As soon as he get ready to go in the cell, he called me and Ricky in his cell, you know what I mean? Like, I think, like, he was moving strategic. Like, when I rewind the tape back and think about how everything he was doing, like, he made it look like we was really there for him. Because this time he called both of us in the cell. So I go in the cell and Ricky go in the cell. We both go in there. Ricky go in there like this. So he go in the jump, man. He get it right. So he get it right. He throw the balloons up again. He throw the balloons up, you know what I mean? So he in that jump. He like, yeah, man. So Ricky like, Weezy, give me some ball out, Weezy, man. I was like, all right, bro, here. You know what I mean? I gave him about a spoon, just looked out. Here you go, bro. He was like, you want some of this? You want some of these D-block? I was like, yes, I do want some D-block. He was like, you won't even mess with it. I said, bro, I'm gonna sell that junk, bro. Let me get that, bro. So he gave it to me. Boom, get that. He gave me like 2-3 eggs. You know what I mean? Appreciate that. I wrapped it up real good. You know what I mean? So we was just in there kicking it to cell break. You know what I mean? So I'm like, man, that junk crazy, man. So the whole time, Cole was like, man, I'm about to get lit, man. I'm about to stay in the cell, just get lit, man. That's what I'm about to do, man. That's what I'm about to do. I'm like, I'm about to go upstairs and bag up, then get right, man. Ricky was like, I'm about to go do the same thing, Shawty. I gotta get right. You know what I mean? So as we was standing right, as we was in the cell, and we was just talking, all you hear is a knock at the door. So I'm like, that's your roommate, bro? He was like, I don't know, my roommate holding us down. He was like, yo. Dude was like, hey, Cole, what's up? You got that for the homie in 2 building? That y'all got quiet in there. He was like, I was like, I looked at Ricky. Ricky looked at me. He was like, you got that for the homie in 2 building? Cole was like, I'ma holler at y'all, man. Look, man, I'ma holler at y'all, man. So dude was like, all right. So dude got moved away from the door. When dude moved away from the door, I was like, yo, what's you owe the red team? He was like, man, they trying to extort me, man. They trying to make me pay. Man. Ricky was like, man, look, I done told Weezy, man, ain't nothing going on, man. We getting money right now. We ain't got time for no nonsense, shawty. We ain't got time for that, man. We ain't got time for that, man. I was like, man, shh, dudes better fall back, man. I was like, cause right now there's money to be made, man. Ain't nobody messing this up right now. You know what I mean? So the dude Cole was like, man, that's what I'm saying. Like, he felt good that we had his back. I could tell. I seen it in his energy. He was happy that he had two psychos right there in his cell holding him down, man. But like I told y'all, man, even a coward, man, they know how to move, man. They think they the smartest people in the world. They think they move strategically, man. And I think him working with both of us was all a part of his plan on the low. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all, man. So like, we was right there, like on some protective mode with this guy. So we was like, man, get the door open, man. Me and bro pumped up. He was like, man, get the door open, man. Get the door open. So we get the door open. Ricky pull up. Ricky pull up with a red team. So I see Ricky pull up. I pull up right there too. So my homeboys see me. They pull up. My other homeboys, they pull up. I looked at the dude, Ricky Peoples. They pulled up. You know what I mean? So we all right there, kind of like by dude's cell a little bit. We had a conversation. The red team dude was looking like, man, look, man, he owe my peoples down there. He's supposed to take care of it because he lost this. He trying to explain what's going on. You know what I mean? As he was trying to explain what's going on, that's all you heard. Ricky was like, look, shorty, I ain't trying to hear none of that, shorty. Look, he with us now, shorty. He with us now, shorty.
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way, if you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous. Did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.